Now we are moving to the agenda item 3, which is adoption of the agenda. But first, let me make a point of clarification. So I wish to share with you that Assembly, when it comes to the elections to the intangible cultural heritage, we are having clean slates achieved last night with respect to all electoral groups. This means that there will be no secret ballot voting during the lunch break today, as it was originally scheduled. More details will be provided under agenda item 11, election of the members of the intergovernmental committees for the safeguarding of intangible cultural heritage. Okay. And Madam Secretary, we are at agenda item 3, and I'd like to ask you to present this item to us. Fumiko, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First of all, I would like to explain something about our working documents presented to this Assembly. There are two kinds of documents prepared for this session. The first is working documents that carry a common code, LHE/24/10GA/, and followed by a number that corresponds to the item of the agenda. They are prepared in the 6 working languages of the General Assembly, and these documents do include a draft resolution. Another type of document is an information document that carry a common code LHE/24/10GA/INF, INF, followed by, once again, the item number of the agenda. They are prepared in English and French and not in other 4 languages. These information documents provide information additional to the working document, and they do not include a draft resolution. An important information document, INF1, is the summary records of the 9th session of the Assembly of the States Parties. You may wish to refer to it in the course of this meeting on specific agenda items to refresh your memories of your debates 2 years ago. The working documents were made available online through the website of the Convention in 6 languages 4 weeks before the start of this meeting, that was 13th of May. With the exception, though, of documents 8 and document 19.4, that is a summary records of the previous session of the committee, which were published on 24th May. Furthermore, an addendum to document 9 was made available on 31st of May in English and French, and on 5th of June in other 4 languages. And this addendum was made to take into account the results from the survey sent to all states parties in April and May about the geographical balance among accredited NGOs under the convention that you are going to examine under item 9. Out of concern for the environment, participants are invited to download these documents from the website dedicated to this session. During the session, you may also wish to refer to the basic text of the convention. The current one is the 2022 edition, which could also be downloaded from the website of the convention. So now, with a bit more focus on this session, there are 13 items inscribed on the provisional agenda. As soon as the agenda is adopted, the General Assembly will be asked to examine item 4 on the distribution of seats in the committee per electoral group. After that, item 5, report by the committee to the Assembly, will be examined. The original plan was for the Assembly to deal with item 11 related to the election of the committee in 2 parts to include a secret ballot voting in between. But as you have just heard from the President, And as of yesterday night, the situation has changed so that all electoral groups can observe a clean slate. In other words, once again, there is no more a need for voting, and under item 11, the Assembly will be electing the 12 new members of the committee directly. The session will continue with the examination of item 6, which is the report by the Secretariat on its activities. And while it is not an agenda item, you will then receive an oral report from the ICH NGO Forum as indicated in your provisional timetable. Then the Assembly will examine proposed revisions to the operational directives under item 7, then move on to examine item 8, use of the resources of the Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund. Under item 9, you will decide on accreditation of non-governmental organizations to act in an advisory capacity to the committee. After that, you will move on to examine item 10, which regards a report on the celebration of the 20th anniversary of the convention last year, before discussing other business, if any, and item 12, that is other business, and closing the session finally. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Fumika. And before moving to the adoption of the resolution under agenda item 3, I'm opening the floor for any general comments you may have under this agenda item. I see none. If so, may I ask the Secretariat to put on the screen the draft resolution 10.GA3. Thank you. Now you have in front of you on the screens the draft resolution 10.GA3, and unless I see any objections, I wish to propose to adopt the draft resolution 10.GA3 as a whole. I see no objections. It is so. Draft resolution 10.GA3 adopted. Thank you so much for your cooperation.